You just need something to go and fight CDEC while the Arc Warden comes
It's a
online.
Ferrari hero as well. I mean, I know he's played the Arc Warden in the past, but maybe they just you don't dazzle mid here, do you?
Is there any world that they put the? Does Arc Warden have to be? Does Arc Warden have to go mid, or can he go safe lane?
Could you puck
on EHOME? I think they
puck
could.
Or quap,
that'd be pretty good.
Maybe I don't know if I like it.
I like the puck more than the quap. I think.
They can also dazzle.
Yeah,
stuff.
Of course, yeah. I should have seen that one coming. Standard.
You can also use dazzle to mess with the creep cutting a little bit too, because
Yeah.
then you're shadow waving the creep wave, and then you're doing a lot more damage to the
It's a lot
enemy
like I really like offlane Pugna too, and I think they kind of do the same thing. Where you if this game goes to 25s, CDC. If not, EHOME.
Okay. Cool.
Wow.
And with that, on that note, we will keep that prediction in mind. We're going to let Kyle go and sort it out. Maybe he can figure out our food order situation, and we can get ourselves into this game. Welcome, Purge.
Thank you.
Welcome.
I'm going to gamble with the sickness of Kyle.
Oh, you're just in there. You're touching the keyboard and the mouse.
I'll just want to lick it. That's all.
Okay.
So it's interesting to me that Kyle favored the Storm 25 so strongly over the Arc 25. I'm not sure how that goes.
We'll have to see.
There's just so much other things in the game. It's kind of like
will it even get to that point?
Yeah, that is the question.
So yeah, it's 430 playing Arc on the mid lane.
Yeah, we have seen 430 on Arc Warden, and there's no reason to believe that the kind of rough start that we saw for the Arc in lane in the last game will be repeated here.
I do love the toss. I do love the Death Prophet plus Dazzle. I love Death Prophet with extra healing and extra save.
Yeah.
And then the minus armor as well is really cool.
I do not like Dazzle into Axe, but
no, that's true.
You know, given that Mind Control is really the only person that we've seen play Axe in the last little bit. I tell you, James is a player for CDEC that has really impressed me in these qualifiers.
For sure.
If you asked me to pick one player out of this Chinese regional qualifier that has really kind of played himself onto my radar in these games, James would be the pick.
He has an extremely boring pro tag, though.
Yeah, that's true.
With damage he just dealt with the Shadow Wave. Got the first deny, that's huge.
Yeah, this is nice. 1, 2, 3, actually immediately getting run. I love that Innocence just TP's straight here.
Yeah, because I was thinking the whole time, I'm like, oh, he's going to be so late. Like, he's not anticipating this Axe, but the TP makes so much sense.
I am convinced that that's going to be such a factor as we go into TI, is how these teams are going to deal with the side lane creep.
Yeah,
you
the
have to
supports that can
contest
stop this.
Yep,
for sure.
Not only the supports that can stop it, but I do think you're going to see more and more of those crazy side lane combinations like the Naga Witch Doctor that you were talking about that can creep cut actively.
Yeah. Well, Faith Beyond, okay, so they take the wave and they drag it all the way back. So Faith Beyond wanted the new lane position to be here, but without any of his creeps.
Oh, he's got to be a little careful here.
Yeah. He actually skilled Stomp level 1.
Okay.
So it was just getting pressure.
Wow, when's the last time you saw that?
Yeah, I guess he was just trying to get the
for
rune.
the bounty?
Yeah. It still ended up being 2-2, though. Oh, XM. Oh, okay, he's just barely surviving, but 430 putting on the pressure.
Yeah, but this is already looking drastically different from the last game where Arc Warden just looked like he was getting bullied in lane.
Innocence.
He tossed the Dazzle back into Axe where he's standing by
there's
creeps,
another toss coming up soon.
Why there was so much. Oh, he's actually dead.
Yeah, he's dead.
That was really well done by James. Like, tossed him back to Axe where there are 4 creeps, and then they just chased him down with, like, Avalanche and Battle Hunger, abusing the level 2 pickup they got. Dazzle has 0 experience so far, by the way. Yeah,
that was the cool thing about leaving. So 1, 2, 3 starting right over here, and then James taking the full first wave.
Yeah, I guess that's the downside of the new change, where he did get a little bit of gold from that initial deny, but no XP.
He's kind of fighting. I guess he felt like he couldn't TP out. Because they had already used the lift. I think he could have maybe TP'd immediately after the telekinesis, but didn't want to risk having issues. Toss back
that's
in
a nice
again.
Toss back.
But gets the heal off. Yeah, still 0 experience on Dazzle. He does have a big fat experience talent at level 10 now. So if he gets there, he should be okay for the rest of the game. But
yeah, you see that Dazzle's wave was on cooldown, I think, because he could have had a lot of damage.
I do think that he could have started with... at first, I thought that I liked what he was doing with buying plenty of regen, because you do tend to get battle hungered a lot as these supports. But now seeing the way that they're playing with the Tiny, it feels like he's just going to go from full to nothing in one attempt. So I almost wish he'd bought a Blightstone and just made the
Yeah,
wave
That's a
cutting
good call. That's a
worse.
really good call.
Like, get the Blightstone, and then your Shadow Wave does more damage as well.
It is
And the
physical.
creeps do a little bit more damage.
It sounds like it could be really throwy too, though.
Yeah, it could be. It's a fairly big gold investment, and if you get to the point where that's like the only item you have left in your inventory, you're very sad.
Yeah, it's really tough. But he's been doing a good job.
Mid lane is being won by XM, even with that kill. 430 only has 12 CS. There is a lot of salve ferrying going on though, so it might actually be closer on the net worth than 430 with the kill, and the salves is actually ahead on net worth despite the CS discrepancy. But XM is making plays. We see this a lot. The level 4 point and vortex from Storm Spirits.
Yep.
It's a value now that it's cheap. It procs overload. You don't lose move speed, so it kind of guarantees a remnant. Faith Beyond actually completely surrounded by creeps. Oh, all right. There's the full. XM trying to keep himself alive. Jin-Q once again making this mid-wave rotation. That's going to be another kill for 430. Pretty nice. Oh, James does come in and get the turnaround.
Never going to get the axe kill here.
Yeah.
Dazzle finally getting some experience. Good for him. Got another Shadow Wave nuke. He denied the range group, and at the meantime, the Death Prophet teleported in. Although the Observer Ward should have spotted this. It might have been in the tree blockage area, but I think both offlaners basically just saying like they're gonna die sometimes, but they're still getting generally what they want.
Yeah, and the wave's now going to push. Like Neverend's going to deny
Yeah.
a couple, but I like the phase boots this game actually. Just one, axe is pretty fast, and two, it helps him get over to the axe a little bit more quickly if they do want to try and go for these kills when he's backlinked. So on the high ground, Faith Beyond does get the bounty.
The other nice thing about that is that it gives Death Prophet the XP boost on her way to level 6, so that if that happens again, she can go ahead and really look to pressure that lane, potentially even take the tower.
For sure. Yep. There's zombies. They're diving in here, but EHOME are fighting back with their supports as well. CDC, super aggressive movement. I think they wanted to make use of the big creep wave that the Centaur had stacked up to try and take the tower. Innocence is just going to get gone on by the avalanche and brought down.
That was all his fault. He ran way too far forward there. He had a DD, he was getting slaps in, but all of a sudden it was like level 5 troll running at him when he was on skill cooldown. So
Faith Beyond taking a lot of damage. There's going to be another decay. Eve, can he finish this kill? Fade Bolt comes out. The tower is still taking catapult damage, though. This is why it was so worth it for CDC to be playing like this.
On the bright side, they pulled the majority of the creeps past. So it was only like one.
Oh,
creep
they
right
want
there.
430. Ava, toss, remnant. Do they actually have the damage to finish this kill? He's got stick and fairy fire. He might be able to turn it around. They come in now with Jin-Q. Stick charges might give him the lift, but they still lose the Arc Warden.
That was sick. He dropped his crown too to 1 to almost get lift mana. It was really close. Like hypothetically, he was close to getting the storm pulled back and maybe getting a kill. It's a good try. And in the meantime, Death Prophet uses ultimate on the bot lane, but Glyph's going to stop most of that damage.
Okay, lots of movement in the 9 kills already in the first 6.5 minutes of this game. This Undying has pretty much nothing. Maybe is there something on the curry? He's got some boots. Just wants to rush Arcanes. Neverend playing aggressively, knows that he's going to get the Exorcism heal, but now needs to be a little bit careful. James is looking for the catch, and they could potentially get the toss back. Now just going to toss him up in the air. There's the call. Tombstone also dropped. Innocence, what can he actually do? This is only a level 2 Dazzle. There's one more Spirit Siphon, and instead they're just going to go for Innocence. He does get the Tombstone.
Ganked.
Can they get any kind of a turnaround? James has another toss. Back onto the Undying. It's a little bit more damage.
He's got one more siphon.
Yeah. Can they actually finish this? Jump in, call, bonus armor, gets the kill.
Oh, wow.
Still has Swan charges, phase boots. And now Innocence is back with another heal. James, can he actually
they
finish
can kill
this? He's
now.
got a toss. There's a salve. And Neverend is not going to be brought down.
Wow. It's crazy to
And
see
he has another shard.
Yeah, and Jin-Q's here. This is going to be another kill. Undying looking like he should be dead. They're not even going to use the Fade Bolt. They hand it over to the Death Prophet. All right, toss back on the Dazzle. Innocence once again.
Too many spins.
The poor guy who just cannot seem to catch a break.
Man, Innocence went for that. Neverend went for that additional right click at the early part of that engagement. It looked like they were going to be able to make him pay, but wow, lives by the skin of his teeth.
Basically, Axe is just under level there. He's level 4 against the level 6 Death Prophet, so or 7 even. So he had all these strong Spirit Siphons. It helped keep him alive big time.
Yeah. XM getting pressured by 430, a little bit of harassment damage.
I'm sure the phase was huge too. in all those
Arcane
fights.
Rune Storm.
Probably just going to end up being some farm for him. Do they have any stacks set up? No. Okay.
That's
Nothing yet. Axe is clearing some stuff out for himself. Innocent still only level 3. Tome's going to be very helpful in that regard. The Rubik is going for a Rod of Atos, so more lockdown against the Storm Spirit, I suppose. Do you guys like this?
Atos against Storm is kind of hard to use correctly.
Why
but
is Centaur so poor?
it's not. It won't be bad against a lot of.
I guess he's getting run at by Undying, right? That's got to be it.
This is
Ooh,
that is
They scan
very
Innocence in the
problematic
trees.
for
Oh
EHOME.
no, 4 deaths so far. Is it going to be a 5th? He graves. He gets tossed back to the creep wave. They don't have the Troll Warlord here though. Never End actually with a little bit of exorcism running comes in.
What is this Exo?
I think he took bot tier 1.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah.
He took off tier 1 and just TP. All right.
Yeah, he TP'd because they thought they were going to kill his Dazzle again.
So this is problematic the way EHOME plays because this team really relies on Faith Beyond.
They need Faith Beyond.
Yeah. I mean, they're 430.
Actually, yeah, bottom 3 net worth for Faith
That's
Beyond.
what I'm worried about. 430 and End or ZYF, whatever we want to call them, are terrific farming players, but they are not space creators in the mid game.
I guess we'll see what Never End can do on the Death Prophet. Maybe that'll. He's got a good start. He is probably the strongest hero on the map at this stage of the game, but they're going to have to keep making stuff happen. 10-minute bounty runes are coming up. 1, 2, 3, trying to juke out this Stampede here, but what are they actually going to end up finding? XM comes in. He's got that Arcane Rune, didn't use it to farm, wants to get the kills. They've also got the dunk. Shallow Grave not going to do anything, and XM still got plenty of mana. The super short zips, getting all of these overload procs. He's also got stick charges. Jin-Q looking quite dead, and James even chasing for a little bit more. This time Innocent survives, but
Arcane Rune Stormsford, and they also know
Yep.
that the Death Prophet TP is down, having used it to rotate to the top lane after Exorcism.
oh no, and now Storm Spirit finds a DD. Okay, he's not going to get it.
Okay.
Dazzle denies that. That's good.
Poor Dazzle so far behind. He's got boots at least, but still only level 3.
He's got the tome coming out.
Yeah, I guess so. But I mean, it's not like Dazzle needs level 6 or anything. But I don't think it's a hero that plays super well from behind, especially against an Axe. Like you need to kind of like abuse your lanes and stuff. And he did a good job the first couple levels, but this many deaths now is, I think, cost him. And the lack of levels is costing him a bit. There's not even 5 here.
I really dig the Rod of Atos because I don't feel like this is a game where the spells that Rubik is going to be stealing benefit very much from Aether lanes.
I feel like Atos is way underbought. That item.
They got nerfed and people.
Yeah,
It
that's
stopped
true. That's
feeling
true.
so good to buy. I think that's part of it. People overreact a little bit to nerfs.
Yeah, I think that's
Potentially.
right.
Do you get extra Atos based on Arcane Supremacy?
Maybe.
Yeah, it should apply to items.
Oh, the toss forward.
Oh, toss, lift.
That's
James is dead.
what a cool kill there.
Okay.
I don't think Death Prophet knew that one was coming until he's like, oh, hey,
Oh, hey, who's here?
I ultied.
It's
There's
tiny.
an enemy hero on top of me. Okay.
All right, sweet.
Wait, if you can Arcane Supremacy, that's definitely a lot better because then you're getting like a almost 3-second root against Storm. That's really good. And you could do a lift into root, guaranteed.
Oh, they want this Dazzle. Gonna drag him back. Stampede gets popped. It's not gonna save him. He gets dunked down. I like this. They're feeding kills over onto the Axe. 1, 2, 3 didn't have the best start, but catching up. And if they can get this Blink Dagger, that's gonna be a really core timing. We talked about how important those quad Blink Daggers were against the Arc Warden.
Oh
in
yeah,
the previous
absolutely.
game. So CDEC seeming pretty comfortable playing against this hero. And Tiny also going to be going for a blink, finds a little bit of farm space. That Exorcism, it got the kill, but didn't feel great to pop, and it created this opportunity at mid where Death Prophet was bought with no Exorcism.
Yeah, I think as CDEC, you definitely have to be happy that Death Prophet got a fairly timely level 6 in the safe lane, and yet your mid tier 1 top and your top and mid tier 1 towers are both still standing.
Yeah, it's only been one tower for like 3 Exorcisms or something.
Right.
It's pretty good. They want this Undying. I think they're going to get him. He
Well,
will probably
double
it's
TP
gonna
response.
actually just pops everything, and now we've got.
Well, they got
Troll
4
coming
heroes
in.
here.
Yep. Storm Spirit doesn't have a ton of mana, but they do want this Death Prophet kill. 1, 2, 3 also coming. He is going to get Sounds.
Oh.
Grave, Sounds, TP. No, there's a root.
So close. If the sounds last like 1 more second or something, he actually would have lived.
It was almost a big play. I don't know how much mana Storm got. Just enough to get a slow, maybe one more slow. Nice lift from Jin-Q. Stuns pretty much everybody. They're still chasing though. 1-2-3 still wants this. He stole the pull. Not really all that useful. James is on top of him, and CDEC, this is some caveman Dota. Just running straight at them. They're also going to take out the double. They even, does he get the reset on it? He does. Yeah. All right, nice.
Yeah, I wonder if N just didn't see the second TP coming into that top tower, because I feel like if you know that 4 heroes are there, you just bail. And they had a chance to just cleanly disengage there. Maybe give Storm one more kill.
He pop. I know why he doesn't want to go mid, because that's where Arc Warden is currently kind of farming and stuff like that. But going top is difficult because I think you're really far away from help, and it was so much easier to get pincered in that situation by CDEC. They're doing such a good job of holding up their TP scrolls, though. Got to say, like Storm, he must not be TPing to farm at all, like walking back to base and then TPing Shrine. I think XM for the most part, we'll keep an eye on him, but I think he's just walking around the map and always holding up his TP to punish whenever his team sees an opportunity, which is not the optimal farming strategy for Storm, but a really great way to play in this particular game.
Yeah, I guess net worth-wise, he's looking kind of pathetic considering how much action he's been in. I thought he was dominating, but he's sitting below Arc Warden. Axe is ahead of him by like 500 gold.
Yeah, Axe is getting all the kills, though, with the Culling Blade.
Kind of 3, 2, and 4. He's just been, I don't know, doing a good job. He's almost got Blink Dagger now.
430, can you find something to Midas before your double wears out? Nope.
No.
The value! Alright, well now he has to wait another 35 seconds.
Which actually isn't that bad, like considering. It could be much worse if his Tempest double wasn't on a low cooldown.
What, the Midas was basically on cooldown for an entire cooldown?
Yeah, something like that. That's initially what I thought, but Dazzle's got his ulti now, so it's going to be a little bit easier doing damage.
Still, though, needs that 10 talent to truly catch back up.
So how do you think you approach this game as Storm? Because he is a little behind in the net worth right now. He's looked to be aggressive early on. He's fallen back to farm. Are you looking to get active here? The Kaya purchase, I feel like, doesn't tell us much.
GP ulti top, by the way.
Oh, okay. I think you look at the Troll, and that kind of tells you the story a little bit. Like, Troll is going BKB. Troll is about to come in as the main force for CDC on the map, and I think the Storm is going to start farming a little bit more with this Bloodstone and start aiming towards his late game potential.
Yeah.
But I do think that he will also fight with the Troll a little bit. The BKB is pretty telling. And EHOME wanting to defend here at the mid. They still don't have this Athos picked up. They jump in. They are going for the Troll Warlord. They've got the silence, but the heals from the Undying helping to keep him alive. And they jump in, find a two-man call. Faith Beyond with the Stampede, disengaging them. They get the lift up onto the Axe. The Tombstone is on the high ground and stolen by the Rubik. So Tombstone v Tombstone. James looks for the toss back, but the zombies getting involved. So
it actually makes it much harder for Tiny to play the game. Actually, with
the Undying on his own team.
Yeah, the zombies all around, just like gonna block toss targets. He's still been doing really well though. 4, 2, and 3 on Tiny is excellent. And then they're gonna smoke and go back in. With this.
That was Blink Dagger revealed. I don't think they're not happy with how that went. They wanted Blink Dagger kills.
There's still a lot of EHOME heroes around though.
Yeah, what are they gonna actually see?
And they don't have much information.
They see a lot of spark wraiths appearing all of a sudden. Faith Beyond's the one in front.
Undying's also useless in this next fight. He's only got 1 point in Decay and Soul Rip available. So
yeah, still 20 seconds to go in the
I don't even know if this fight's gonna go well.
And all right, they give up.
But they have an Arcane on Strong. That's why they were trying. Just still a lot of disables lacking on the Radiant team, so Storm can get a lot done.
They are pressuring. They're loosely pressuring mid. They've only got one Retaliate stack. Faith Beyond's going to tank it up a little bit. But they are losing bottom tier 2.
I mean, they'll probably get the trade.
Storm gets the last hit. Yeah, okay. It's probably still an okay trade for EHOME. But Storm's even going to go and clear one more wave right next to the base. He knows that they're not coming back anytime soon. Same idea as like a Lifestealer or a Jug playing in a game where there's no BKB disable. There's not the hard lockdown is a little bit lacking for the Storm Spirit. So
yeah, so I think that's going to be the first big window in this game is when CDC gets that Troll BKB finished up, and we're going to see how EHOME deal with that because they don't really have great tools.
No. Yeah, that's very true. They don't have any I guess they can kind of waste a little bit of like battle trance with a Grave, but not really because of the Culling Blade. How is Arc Warden going? Arc Warden status, 430's got...
Did Axe have BKB queued up as well?
He did, yeah.
Okay, so we're going to have potentially double BKB.
Yeah, I think
very early on.
They might actually just be going for a double BKB Bloodstone Aegis timing on the Storm.
I think Centaur messed up his blink there. He probably clicked too far.
Alright, this is the Stolen Tombstone. Undying, does he actually want to fight, or is he just going to... Alright, just going to fall.
So they meant to kill the tiny mid. I think he tried to use ulti to blink with Stampede to interrupt the blink dagger, but he overestimated his blink distance and got a short blink maybe. And as a result, Tiny got to blink away. So they have to settle for an Undyne instead.
Which is not ideal.
Yeah, because if they kill Tiny, they can actually turn that into a tier 2 mid to push. But they're scared to do that because getting like Death Prophet tossed back to enemy heroes means that almost for sure she dies, because Grave isn't going to save her either.
Right. Death Prophet's still pretty farmed, but haven't seen an Exorcism used for a little bit. XM. Oh. Needs to be careful. If they land this Yules, he's a little bit low on mana. Going to try for the TP out. Can they get the vision? No. Can't find it. All right, well, that's space. He just dragged 5 heroes top. And Eve is already running straight to mid.
And it's starting to, you start to have to wonder, we often talk about Arc Warden being the annoying split pusher in these games, but does EHOME have anything to do with the split pushing of Storm? Like, they don't really have a hero that's going to chase the Storm Spirit like Storm hunts Arc Warden.
Yeah, not really. Maybe if like Rubik gets a blink, but he's not the one who's going to be killing him. It's going to take the lockdown heroes are different from the actual heroes that are going to be killing him. Yep. So it actually makes it much easier for Storm to play.
Do you see his adjustment though? He's actually maxing telekinesis second. He's leaving
cool.
Arcane at 1. Yeah. That way he can up the lift duration and combo with the Atos really well. So if he ever does catch Storm, it's like 4 to 5 seconds.
Big zip in, toss back. Storm wasn't exactly in the right place, but he's got enough mana with the Arcane Rune to just come back the other way and kill off Faith Beyond. Faith Beyond still having a bit of a stinker of a game so far.
Yeah, XM needs to be thanking Ice Frog right now because he's gotten some nice Arcane Runes in this game.
Yeah, they're doing a good job controlling the runes as well.
That's true.
That's really important when you've got Storm on your team, because there are like 4 different runes that represent kills.
Like guaranteed kills.
What's up?
They're guaranteed kills.
Oh. Something's gone wrong with
BKB
Alan's headset.
popped.
Yeah, BKB pop never end charging forward, but... Hey, are we good? Yeah. Well, we're about to find out.
Yeah, we're good.
Okay.
Sorry about that.
Did your butt just disconnect
yeah, I think I just leaned on a wire or something. Yeah, butt disconnect. I like that.
Was it chat? Did chat press the off button?
Oh, yeah. Chat wishes.
How did chat get the button?
Yeah, chat. Believe me,
it's Kyle.
If chat could mute me, I wouldn't be saying much.
All right. Well, they're smoked on EHOME.
That's even without BKB on Death Prophet. So, but they haven't used ulti yet. So.
Oh, jump in. Stop. They find 1, 2, 3. He's taking some damage. Gets Atos as well. Looking like he's pretty dead. They do have the Arc Warden also TPing in, trying to catch a little bit more, but Undying's TP looks like it should complete successfully. That is a lot of damage, though. Axe gank is... it's nice, but it happens all the way on the Radiant side of the map, and I don't know where they can go after this. But he is the one that they're kind of waiting for with his BKB timing, so... might even be the best value kill, actually.
Right, meanwhile, we've been talking about Faith Beyond being underfarmed, but he does have his Blink Crimson up.
Yep.
And that's a big contribution in these fights.
It looks empty, but it's really not that bad. He's only 14 or 1,000 behind the Axe. So.
Yeah, he just doesn't have a lot of the small items, right? Like he didn't get the phase boots, he didn't...
not even quelling or anything.
No quelling, no wand, he's just got what I guess he feels he needs. They really needed the like Piper Crimson survivability item, I think, for their team, and it all adds up because you get that little bit of extra EHP from one of the aura items, and then Dazzle's pumping heals and all that other stuff.
Well, I mean, Crimson Guard against this. I know you guys keep saying that the zombie damage isn't really that significant, but it's still Crimson Guard against that is great.
And Troll Warlord, he attacks super fast, but doesn't really have super high damage. He does have a Mjolnir now, so Eve is going to be doing a decent amount because of that. There's quite a lot of damage instances on the EHOME side, so the static charge is going to be quite valuable.
That's true.
All right, 430. Is the double going to die? One hit. Got it.
Yeah.
Plus 240. It's pretty nice.
Rest of the heroes smoking top, looking for jungling core, but everyone's gone. EHOME moves through their jungle together. Faith Beyond queuing up Ags next.
I was just thinking about the bans that we saw opening this draft and how we had these like kind of weird support bans. I'm wondering if that's where, like, is that why Innocence is on Dazzle this game? Did they take
Very
away some of his
possible.
comfort heroes and now he's because it
Not
obviously
only is he on Dazzle, but he's on a Dazzle that then gets countered by the Axe pick.
yeah
Right.
it feels like it's two different. Obviously, it's two different teams, but the Witch Doctor and the Dazzle are both slightly out of meta supports, and I feel like both games we've seen them just not really succeed. Not that Undying Tiny is a super standard support duo. You know, if you'd asked me coming into the qualifiers, oh yeah, are Undying and even just coming into China.
Well, they may have Storm here.
He's
as they
pretty
smoke into the mid
tanky
lane.
though. He does have the Bloodstone heal, gonna pop it. Now they've got the Tombstone down. They've got the counter initiation call onto 2. Should have the dunk. Jin Q keeping himself alive. He steals the call, buys another couple of seconds, but Stormsword's got the haste. He's going straight for the backlines, and he's looking at Faith Beyond and Innocence. Won't let him get off another jump. Death Prophet gonna try for
What
the
a
TP
TP.
out and does get it, but Storm's still keeping them here. XM's got plenty of mana to go for Innocence, and will focus him down.
She got the TP, but these exorcisms are just doing nothing.
Yeah.
There's one exorcism that took the bottom tier 1, and since then,
Yeah,
just not that much.
They better hope that this Arc Warden carries the game for
Well,
them.
On the bright side, her damage is going to go up in a bit. She's got Ags almost
Fair
relatively. I mean, it's 1700. She'll get there. She'll have more slow. And it was kind of like her against the world. It was like
Yeah,
her and Rubik
sure.
kind of felt like against the
But
rest
it's
of the enemy team.
yeah, but that's really unsatisfying because that started as a smoke anchor station, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're-
Well, they found Storm, and Storm has so much
Yeah,
health. He has
exactly.
his full Bloodstone.
and
so
he used it, by the way.
Yeah, he
in
used
that
the
fight.
Bloodstone, and he's got the 400 HP talent. So that is one of these situations where a silence is very different to a stun, right?
Mhm.
He gets silenced, but pop the Bloodstone, just tank through.
That's
EHOME.
a really good point because we often think about silence being almost
Against
the same as a
Storm?
storm,
Yeah.
stun against a storm.
But this game, with the build that he's gone, not the same. And surviving that fight like that even gives XM a little bit of confidence. He's like, all right, maybe I don't need to go BKB next item. Maybe I can just get this Orchid next. And it's going to be very nice if he gets away with it. He'll just be able to hunt 2 supports.
Well, and it's super important because, again, the whole concept of this draft is that Storm is got to be able to play against the Arc Warden when we get to the late game. So
Yeah.
the greedier that he can build early on, the longer that he can put that BKB off, the better chance that he has of being able to fight when the 2 heroes both get to 25.
Yeah. If he doesn't need the BKB for anything else, then he can have the BKB for a potential Arc Warden Hex
Absolutely.
later. And that'll be really, really nice. 430 is going. This is a very standard kind of cookie cutter Arc Warden build. I would even say that this is like an older build. People don't always get the Shadow Blade
Yeah, that's true.
these days. It can be a little bit hard to sustain mana-wise. I will say that much because you're not getting into a mana regen item, but you have to go for the Spark Wraith cooldown and the damage, right? There's just no way.
Probably true, yeah. It's really good right now.
Yeah, but I think to sustain that, you need the Orchid or the Hex. So we'll see. Maybe he'll go
Eventually.
Shadow Blade into Hex. That's probably the likely choice.
Yeah.
Okay. So EHOME, another smoke. This seems like it might be more warding than anything. Innocence just wants some vision.
And this is the first ward that they've had up on the top part of the map, I think, all game. All of their vision has been in the bottom quadrant of the map for like the last 15 minutes.
Yeah, they don't have a hero that feels like they can safely play. I mean, the vision is part of it, to your point, Alan. But yeah, they haven't really had anybody safely playing top. Nobody's been here for the Radiant in ages.
I mean, again, it's not that unusual because both teams seem like their game plan is to play a slower paced game, but you can tell by the wording.
All right.
Oh,
BKB
yeah.
on Axe, Arcane Rune on the Storm
It's go
Spirit.
time.
This is a fight if I've ever seen it. What did they find first? Centaur up on the high ground. combo him down. No chance to get out of the chain stun. They also got the slow.
Whoa,
Storm Spirit
Storm.
sees his opportunity, zips in, finds the Rubik. That's one. Innocence might be two. They do manage to dispel off the Arcane Rune, but that might all be all that Death Prophet can do in this fight. Never End. He's popped his ultimate, but 1, 2, 3's jumped in. Eve just going to BKB, walk away. CDC kiting back. They also bought back on Faith Beyond. And Undying is going to stay here just to try and drag them away from his team. Faith Beyond not going to fall for it. Does want to drag in. He's standing near the creeps, making a toss back a bit more difficult. But James has a Force Staff. He has a Blink. And he is out of there.
Do you feel like CDC were awfully quick to bail there?
I think this once you see the Centaur buyback and the Exorcism pop,
Okay, fair enough.
you're like, whatever.
Fair enough.
And the 2 heroes that you call with Storm were more than good enough. He was kind of low in mana at that point, and you can't complain. I don't think.
Yeah, I think if the Arcane Rune didn't get purged, maybe they think about fighting some more. But
Who dispelled it?
the Yules on the
Oh,
Death
okay.
Prophet. That was like the one thing that. But the problem was that he used that, and then they didn't have more catch
Yeah.
afterwards.
And it begins.
Yeah, there's the Hex coming up. All right, yeah, the Arc Warden split push for sure. But Storm can deal with lanes. That's the other thing to talk about for this hero versus the Arc Warden. It's not just about finding him and like killing the main hero when you're trying to push base. He's also pretty good once he's got all this mana regen at like low commitment, killing the doubles, keeping the waves pushed.
Absolutely.
Still being able to join his team.
And that's why I wonder, we don't see many Arc Warden games these days where the Arc Warden gets out split pushed. And that is possible with the kind of game that XM's been able to have on the Storm. He's not, he's only 3rd in net worth, but he's been able to postpone that BKB, and he's going to be able to farm fairly freely, I think, as this game goes on.
Troll going for a Satanic next.
Status resistance.
Yes, very nice. And you're going to need the sustain eventually against the Arc.
I feel like it's really good against Death Prophet too, because she's going to be linking him, and he can just stay in melee range and ideally out heal things like Exorcism and the Spirit Link. So
it just makes such a difference. Like having a 5-second BKB hurts so much less when you have that status resistance to fall back on.
All right, that's just the double. It's not the real 430, but they are very willing to kill it. And now they know that it's on cooldown for a tiny bit. I don't know if that constitutes enough of a timing to try for the Roche, but that's what the plan is. They've got vision, Radiant, decent control in the area. They see the Storm Spirit going for the top wave. They seem to suspect what's going on. Never End throws out a little harassment nuke. Roshan's dropping already, though. The Tombstone making it difficult to approach this fight. Tempest Double's going to get popped. They will be able to scout with that, but Storm Spirit's zipping around with the regen rune, and he's just providing the distraction. 430 pops the magnetic field, wants to deal with the Tombstone first. Eve, unfortunately, forced to pop the BKB, and they do give the Aegis over to the Troll Warlord. Undying won't survive. He's the first casualty of this fight as they jump in and do get the stomp. Death Prophet being called. 1, 2, 3, taking way too much damage from the Exorcism, but as the BKB fades, James will turn around. He's got that time down to the second. They will get the Grave
nice
over onto the
grave
Centaur,
timing.
keeping him alive. XM, only a sliver of mana left, and Never End, he was low, but he wasn't dead, and he's still healing back up. Can they get the dunk? It's not quite there, but Eve respawning, he's back up. Innocence getting tossed into the air. There's a lot of damage coming from this 430 double, though. And James will end up dropping. Where's the Storm going? In deeper, finds the Rubik. And 430 just limping away. They see him, but no mana left.
play. Faith Beyond tried to go back into and stun to keep Death Prophet alive, but he got caught by the Axe Call. A little bit unlucky there. So.
Convincing for CDEC, and they're able to do that without using the Undying buyback. There was no. Was there Tomb in that fight?
The Tombstone was in the
They
pit.
used, they used it in the pit early.
Yeah,
on.
they used
Okay.
it in the pit.
right,
So he's not going to buy back when Tomb's like, hold on. That makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, I get why they went to defend, but it was likely going to go bad anyways. Once again, the Arc Warden clone gets used. He doesn't even get to use Midas. Just instantly killed. Now they're slapping buildings. It feels like another example of a weird support being picked, basically. Somebody that doesn't quite fit. Like, it did okay against the Axe in the laning stage, but once it got to the fight portion where Axe hit 6, Dazzle just completely falls flat. Like, the only way that you can beat it, in my experience, is if you have, like, a pretty damn good game on Dazzle and you can just out-heal his call damage, basically. And it's so difficult to have those game circumstances if you're playing support.
And it's doubly crippling when you're talking about a team like EHOME. Like Innocence and Faith Beyond are the playmakers on this team. They're counted on to win the team games, while 430 and End are going to do this lots of farming. So between Dazzle being really ineffective and between the Faith Beyond Centaur being shut down for most of the game, a lot of what EHOME wants to do in fights is just hamstrung.
And they still need some solution against Storm because the Storm was picked later.
Yep.
Storm cheese, man.
Oh, yeah.
It hurts.
How do you feel like the Rubik is done this game? He did get picked super early. Kyle kind of called it. He was saying that he thought Rubik was going to become exceedingly popular this qualifier.
Like, I think the build that he's done was kind of smart to try to deal with the Storm, but the problem is that they don't have cores to pair him with that are going to be able to kill Storm.
Yeah.
Like, outside of Death Prophet committing an ultimate and getting on top of Storm really fast, how the hell are they supposed to kill him even if Rubik gets disabled?
Yeah, I think we saw that super early on, right, with that smoke rotation from the Radiant jungle to the mid lane where they got, they got all the disables off on Storm, who was isolated, but they couldn't bring him down.
Man, and the troll from the Satanic already heading into Nullifier. He has farmed so much this game.
Yeah, he is.
What's he got? 383 CS. Like, even I guess it was just a free game, right? They didn't really get pressured by the Centaur. He got his Maelstrom at a super good timing, and then he's just been hitting creeps and heroes the entire time. They're smoked up. They're heading over. Oh, it's an illusion. Oh, that's actually so smart from Faith Beyond. He broke the smoke from the high ground and baited with the illusion as if that was his real hero. Is that still going to be good enough? We'll see. Never ends in the middle of everything. Storm's actually out of mana. Now they get the stomp on the Undying. Focus him down first. But can they get anything else for this Exorcism? Tiny Force Staff's already been used. Avalanche gets stolen, and it looks like they will lose the additional support.
Yeah, the tomb's on the high ground over here. Great vision on it.
Oh, yeah.
That was super sick, though. The illusion low ground, him high ground. But they figured it out, right? They killed that pretty fast. Or maybe they were just jumping high ground to try to go to look for the next round of heroes.
Yeah, I think they figured it out fairly quickly.
I mean, that was a good fight for them, and all they killed was 2 supports.
And now Exorcism's on cooldown for 100 seconds.
What level is our arc?
20.
Okay,
He's
so
got the Spark
Storm's
Grave
got
filled up.
3
He's got the
levels
Hex.
on him. He does have. He
He's got
does
the
have the
Hex.
Hex. Okay.
All right, so double Hex could very much change this game.
I worry now though. Storm is halfway to level 24, just about.
Oh my God, yeah. Hello. Okay, he got the second wave.
Oh my goodness.
I hate.
That is really dumb.
Well, it's about to get even dumber.
Yep.
Nope. All right, Hex, but he's got the Satanic. He is going to be surviving. There's the secondary Hex that's on the Axe, but he's also very tanky. We talked about this. Where's the damage going to come from? They need the Arc Warden 25.
Yeah, more and more in this game, you're just feeling, of the carries of these two, it's going to be End that's more known for playing the hyper carries, for just scaling super hard in the late game. And this is the drawback of this safe lane Death Prophet, that it's not going to farm as the game goes on like a troll.
Yeah, and that like it's like a 2-item gap here.
Yeah.
Nope, Dazzle's dead. All right, goodbye. They're looking for more. They've actually found the real 430. He's gonna pop out the Hex. Storm Spirit taking some damage. Does still have the BKB. Actually, he's dead.
God.
They had the chain stun. Faith Beyond following it up a little bit.
Yeah, the Avalanche was like perma-stun with Spell Amp. Or the debuff thing.
All right, Axe also dead, looks like. Oh, heal. Nope. Dominating streak. Tombstone up on the high ground. They still want to fight this Troll Warlord. Going for it. 1, 2, 3 buys back? Wow. They can't seem to decide if they want this fight or not.
He did Avalanche into Lift into Atos. And at this point, it's a lot of disable. It's like 6 to 8, and Storm's been so greedy. He actually did have BKB, as in now at least. Did he have it there?
I think he did, but he got stomped by the Centaur.
Okay.
So it was like Lift, Avalanche, Centaur Stomp, dead.
It kind of looked like the Avalanche stun was permanent, you know? Because even though it's not
it overlaps itself.
Yeah, it might have overlapped. I might be wrong, but it's kind of another cool Rubik interaction.
Oh, with Arcane Supremacy, does
so
the stun duration overlap enough? Wow.
I'm not 100%, but it kind of looked like it.
Huh.
Oh, look for Faith Beyond. Unexpected jump since they don't have the Storm Spirit. He's dead for 30, but they do have the damage. He pops the Ghost Scepter, surviving a little bit longer. Never End needs to catch more. They've used the Exorcism for this fight. Force Staff on the Troll Warlord. Eve just going to have to turn around and fight this one out, but the Magnetic Field is proving to be a nuisance. He's saving the Battle Trance until the end. He's also used the Satanic, but the Grave coming in on the double, and this Exorcism is just chewing through everybody. Storm doesn't want to buy back. He's back in 7 seconds. They lose Faith Beyond, and now they've lost walked in onto the Death Prophet. Jump in call. Magnetic Field's not going to help him out. They've got the Shallow Grave. Axe doesn't have the mana necessarily. He's actually got the Culling Blade on cooldown from earlier. Never End survives. Zip in from Storm Spirit. Finds the Rubik first. XM still got more. Never End heals back up to full. But they found Innocence as well. Call from 1-2-3. The Tombstone piling up. They've got the slow. Double kill for XM. A bit more mana left in the tank. And they should be able to finish this Death Prophet. He's living the heals. Another grave. Buyback from Innocence. Never End is the beast. He's the raid boss in the middle of this fight. 1, 2, 3. Kyle jumps in, but he's getting hacked.
Kill Axe.
430. Can they kill him? No, they lose the Death Prophet, but they're going to keep them here. XM only just enough mana, but the Rubik's chasing him. Jin Q still on top of him.
Careful.
Does he have any more spells? What's off cooldown? Fade Bolt. XM onto the high ground.
No.
He wants the shrine, but he has to get around the remnant. He can't do it.
God.
The Spark Wraith
Guarding the shrine.
Oh, and 430 chasing even further forward. James slowed down. He's going to Force Staff, but that's not going to get him out of here. EHOME have done it.
Oh my God,
crap.
what a video game. I want to see the fight
Show me the damage from the Death Prophet, baby.
Exorcism was doing so much.
14.2 thousand.
Unbelievable.
Everybody was right on top.
Half.
Everybody was right on top of him as well, right? So the ghosts are just in and back, like.
He got Crypt Swarm cooldown talent, so that was every 2 seconds throwing Crypt Swarm and healing from the ghost things. Every time he would ground silence and hit 3 people, he was healing from it. That was crazy.
And for most of that fight, Arc Warden eventually built up that damage, but for most of that fight, it felt like nothing but the Exorcism was doing damage.
What did Axe use Culling Blade on and whiff? Because it was on cooldown.
Was it? Okay.
It was on cooldown for like 30-something seconds in the middle of that team fight.
And meanwhile, the Death Prophet is like sitting there with 5%
on a
HP
sliver,
in your face.
And then the Exorcism heal comes back, oh, what a team fight. All right, there you go. We got ourselves a Dota game. Arc Warden, Butterfly, almost has the level 25. Storm Spirit does have the 25.
Death Prophet takes the 40-minute tome to trying to push to 25.
Is B-Fly standard here? I don't see a lot of Butterfly on Arc.
It happens.
It seems really good against Storm and
Storm and Troll.
I would say I see it sometimes. It's not common. It's not super common, but it's not uncommon.
But this like sixth
game,
item is the sixth item is flex, right? Like I think everything up until this point comparatively standard. This is a game dependent.
All right, so what do you sell the Midas for in this game?
Another Midas.
He might like Scotty or Nullifier.
Bloodthorn?
I kind of like the Bloodthorn, yeah.
Yeah, Bloodthorn also an interesting idea. Speaking of Bloodthorn.
Yeah, there we go.
Storm. On the Storm.
Oh, a Nullifier on Troll is.
Oh, okay,
He doesn't have BKB
Bloodthorn
yet.
Nullifier.
He should get BKB last item, right?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, on Arc, okay. Surely you need BKB.
EHOME are smoked. They're heading out. Who's got the better initiation? They're sending forward the Arc Warden. They're looking at it. That's the first hex. It's not in a very long duration. They're going to focus down the double. Can they kill it in time? Faith Beyond. Oh, no, his Blink Dagger got canceled. Couldn't jump in. Now the Tombstone's down. Eve just going to try and fight this one out. They're looking towards the Death Prophet. He's nullified. There's Battle Trance. There's too much damage. They can't save him. 430 was trying. He wanted to come in with the Hex, but now his real hero is somewhat exposed. Innocence just going to go for the TP out. Do they actually see 430? They do. He's begging for a Force Staff, but I don't think anyone has one for him. And that is going to be 3 dead.
That was rough there. The Mjolnir proc bounced to Faith Beyond, so he couldn't get the Blink stun. And then as soon as Death Prophet gets low, you know what's happening. Storm hit the back line and was messing with the Dazzle to prevent him from Braving. So
CDEC also just read that rotation perfectly. They had 3 heroes set up below the trees there as they went on to Eve.
Yeah. And, well, Death Prophet not being able to use the 2 defensive items either, right? Maybe I don't know if they knew that Troll Warlord had Nullifier.
Yeah, but the Nullifier was huge. It was like calling a Nullifier. What does he do?
Because the only reason that they win this mid-fight is that Death Prophet just keeps surviving out of nowhere. If he died halfway through. All right, Rubik.
You mean Storm Spirit?
Doing his best Storm Spirit impersonation. I love the way that CDEC are willing to always just kill the double. This time, maybe they're diving a little bit deep. The Butterfly is helping out. All right, they take the first lane. CDEC retreating. Storm Spirit's nearby. He's just farming. He's got yet another Arcane Rune, folks. We are past 40 minutes now, so camping for runes is a little bit more lucrative.
All right, Arc Warden level check. There he is. Okay. So he's got it.
He's
Both
actually-
heroes are at level 25.
What is this Silver Edge for?
Helping with initiation mainly. I mean, and he's got a last. I mean, you could arguably swap the Midas out, but I don't think it's.
It shuts down counter helix.
You could stop
Overload, counter helix.
fervor. Is that good?
Shuts down. You
Wait,
can't
if it-
build up fervor stacks while
but
it's
you get
on
to keep
you.
the buff, right?
But you do, yeah.
This seems like an extremely underwhelming.
Axeman,
Yeah, that's
Tiny ulti?
helix.
grow. That's
know.
like 25,000.
Does it break grow?
Probably. I don't know.
I'm not sure.
Does he turn into a little baby rock?
I don't think so.
That'd be funny. Silver Edge as Shrink Ray.
Okay, well, yeah, Storm knows what he's doing. Look at this. XM's already like, oh hey, what if a regen spawned for me?
Well, gee.
Wouldn't that be great?
What if a regen? What if I got another arcane rune?
What if I had arcane regen and haste?
Nice.
It's insane, actually.
Oh, come on, XM.
Oh, do you lose it to creeps too?
Oh, no.
He lost the regen already. He must have lost it to creeps.
Yeah, I think.
Does that happen now?
I don't think you lose it to creeps. I think there was a. Was there the double there or something? I don't know.
Not sure.
He's got a. Oh no, wait. I didn't see it on his buff bar, but he had 100 and something mana regen before. Now he's only got.
He definitely popped the regen.
Yeah. Oh, I don't know. Anywho. All right. Arc Warden jumped. Arc Warden dead.
Guy's so easy with a Bloodthorn, actually. The old stand in the base strategy.
Yes. The Arc Warden special. Okay, now he's going back for. Wait, does he have this? Does he have the? He didn't even finish the Silver Edge.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Your point about
He's-
BKB from a little while.
Yeah, the BK. I am 100% on board with needing BKB. Even just having BK, like the BKB for the double. We're just seeing it
Exactly.
die.
Exactly.
You're not getting out a million Spark Wraiths if your double is just dead. So. And CDEC content to control the map. Any other big item timings? Troll's got quite a lot of current gold. Tiny also sitting on some value. That is the nice thing about having a tiny support.
Yeah.
Late game, he can just kind of become.
He can build another hex.
He
if
can
wants
just
to.
be a tiny position 3.
Yeah.
I mean, he's almost there. He's only 3K
He can
behind.
BKB your hex.
I like that a lot, actually. Makes it so you don't have to scale into a core. You can kind of just buy utility items, which is basically how his playstyle works anyways. Burst and disable, basically.
Okay. CDEC. They're looking for some kind of an opportunity. They're just farming for like good runes. They've got a Yash.
gee.
Hey, arcane rune and a Yasha and Kaya, folks. Synergy. Okay, there's the BKB.
There we go.
What's our buyback status looking like? Lots of people sitting on buybacks. We could have some big fights coming up. Are they just? Are they gonna try and chip? Roshan's still a while away.
Yeah, that's the thing. Roshan's still a while away.
I mean,
they
they
still
have-
have
yeah,
4
they have-
minutes
they have
until
ages for-
Arc has
for
has
20
buyback.
seconds. So.
I think you want to at least give EHOME a chance to make a mistake, because you can end the game.
Oh, hello. Well, look at 1, 2, 3,
Oh,
4, 5,
come
6,
on.
7, 8, 9.
You're counting ghosts.
Yeah. There's some bird ghosts as well.
It's true.
It's ghost strat. Ghost scepter. Oh, hex on the tiny.
It's not terrible damage, actually. He's got the BKB finish.
Yep.
In the backpack.
Come on.
Still needs
Still
a
holding on
moon
to that
shard,
Midas,
moon
'cause-
shard and an eggs.
Yep.
I mean, I don't think that either of those items are very big, effective net worth wise, but here we go. Surely this is not another 80-minute game.
With Arc Warden 25,
Nothing
all
is.
durations are possible.
That's true.
It's you're talking about pushing into bubble and a million Spark Wraiths.
Let's push top.
This thing just dies to troll, though, right?
It dies to troll, but he's, you know, it's not
It's annoying.
ridiculous. Yeah, he doesn't even get the gold from it. It does all that, and then it despawns.
It's kind of cool the Storm having Bloodthorn, but
Oh yeah.
the troll, I guess, doesn't feel like he has to go MKB.
Hmm?
He's also, I mean, you've already
True.
got a little bit on the Mjolnir,
Mjolnir, yeah.
because when it procs. But they're just completely controlling the map, farming bounties, building up their net worth lead, letting EHOME stew. Are EHOME going to get anything? They do jump in. They found one. It is going to be the Faith Beyond Centaur. Can they focus him down? He's got the Grave. He's got the Glimmer. He's got the Stampede. And has he gotten out of there? He has. This Battle Hunger's doing a decent amount of damage. What talents did Axe take, actually? Mana regen, HP regen. We haven't seen the 25 decision. He probably goes Call AoE, though, this game.
It's like a point in the game,
Right.
too, where Dazzle's actually really helpful, because his Glimmer's on a 7-second cooldown, so you can actually just throw that on his heroes constantly. That's why the only reason
That's true.
Centaur lived there. Can't chop what you can't see.
Need a gem.
It's hard, though, because the aggressive
Oh,
heroes...
Tiny's got it.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
can't
Where
carry.
was?
He must just not have been... He actually got...
Not
Didn't he
close
get
enough?
pressured?
Or he got silenced or
Can't
something.
remember.
That doesn't do anything to gem.
No, I mean, he couldn't dunk him through the grave.
Oh, duh. Yes. Axe got silenced. Yeah.
Yeah.
Duh.
Silence your gem.
Silence the gem. God.
Actually, if you get muted, do you stop getting True Sight?
No, I don't believe so.
Okay.
Just prevents your
Okay,
items
it's
from activating.
active. It's yeah, item activations. You're right.
If it actually just, like...
Passives.
it's
but
like,
you just
I'll
you
nullify your
empties
19
your whole inventory.
Your 19,000 gold
Imagine,
will just-
yeah, if somebody had like Shivers
True,
and AC,
true. Dumb question.
you mute them
Okay.
and they don't get the armor from it.
All right.
Ouch.
Yeah. Dumb question.
No,
It'd be
it's
like
fine.
the ultimate kryptonite, basically. Everything you worked for all game just gone for 5 seconds. It's like Kyle getting a sick, basically.
Do you think he's? Are you feeling sick?
You are obsessed with that, man.
He's been making a lot of sick noises, grunts. And
Well, he does that.
sniffles.
He does that anyway.
True.
Got him.
So many. We've seen so many Arc Warden clones die.
Yeah, but a lot of them are not given the gold.
My kingdom for a
No,
layer.
I've seen. There's some have not, but
Yeah, they
Definitely a
they have
lot.
gotten a couple
a
thousand
lot
gold off of
during the
doubles,
mid game.
for sure.
They killed for sure. XM. Well, he wanted to. He just sells the dust. Doesn't even want to hold on to it. He just wants this hex, but also wants to save buyback. Apparently. EHOME rallying behind their Tempest double. James says, "Welcome to the high ground." But he's actually taking a lot of damage here. Can they get him out of here? He's got the Force Staff. They get the stop onto the Axe. Axe just melting. Absolutely. Finally brought down Stampede as they chase Death Prophet looking for a little bit more. That's 2 dead. Storm Spirit looking for something but couldn't find anyone. Eve does
he's
pop
a
the
lot of
bash
mana.
onto Neverend. They want to kite this Exorcism, but it's still got good duration. Undying with the Tombstone on the high ground. BKB TP out from the Troll Warlord. Lift on the Undying. They're going to lose all 3 utility heroes, and that's a double kill for Neverend.
great.
How many times are they going to miss
I
on
was
this,
just gonna
on this
say.
Tombstone?
It's invulnerable, dude. And they didn't deward there either, surprisingly.
So Axe, he did get the call off, but he just got melted. And now we have, ooh,
He got like lifted or tiny stomped or something. so
Aegis
happened.
Cheese Refresher.
Oh, I thought you said
refresher.
Ags. Dang it.
Why?
why
Who
you-
were you hoping to see Ags on?
Probably, I guess Rubik's building his.
Yeah.
Centaur's got his.
Dazzle's okay.
I mean, Dazzles wouldn't be that great. You got an Axe on the other side.
Yeah.
Does it affect the cooldown at all, or does it just makes?
AoE grave. I
God,
think.
it's so bad.
Yeah, that has got to be one of the bottom. I mean, it's not like in tier, but
I mean, in the right
It's down there.
circumstances, it can be really good. If they have a ton of AoE, if there's like a Magnus, there's like
yeah.
some lineups that it could be effective against. But yeah, I mean, it's already bad enough because of Axe. With Meepo on your team, it's really good.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I can kind of see it.
And now we got to start asking the usual question with R25 is that, do CDEC essentially need a mistake from EHOME to be able to end this game.
So, well, CDEC can't push into Arc 25, but can EHOME push into Storm 25?
Probably. Eventually.
What's the eventually? What changes? What do they get? Death Prophet's almost capped. Arc Warden's pretty much capped.
Centaur's still got a lot of room to go. I mean, he's not
Yeah.
exactly going to build damage items, but I don't know.
The
Undying
first true
eventually is
stalemate
going to
in
do
Dota.
nothing.
Yeah, Undying's not going to do a ton.
He's going to medallion one guy.
Undying Ags, though. He'll get it off Roshan eventually.
I'm not sure they're taking
What
it
about
Roche.
Axe Eggs? Axe Eggs is actually not terrible.
Oh, okay.
All right,
They're
jump
gonna-
in. They hex the Dazzle. They're going to focus him down first. No save for him. And also Jin Q in a little bit of a weird position. These two supports super vulnerable. CDEC, they had... What the... Oh,
Well,
what?
there's maybe the
Those-
mistake.
That was really disappointing by EHOME, actually. Like, they won that fight. They killed 2 heroes, and they move on the map. And that observer ward that's sitting there, that's why Dazzle died right there, because that observer ward
Yes.
that's about to despawn, it saw him there. So Storm gets a ball hex. Like, the fact that that wasn't dewarded yet is really rough.
They were
as a
just about
support.
to. We just saw the Observer. But,
But,
yeah,
like,
why isn't it
it's
dead
been-
for Roshan?
Exactly. It's been minutes, right? Like, surely that's one of the places you check. Like, as soon as that's what you do. If you get kills, you need to push on your map and you get wards down. That way you can see your enemy heroes. Like, the whole reason they've been sitting in the base is because they haven't gotten any wards out, because nothing feels safe. But if you do get an opening where you win a fight like that, you got to get out and drop those sentries everywhere. That's like one thing that I consistently do in pubs that actually gives my team a better chance, because otherwise you just don't know where enemies are. And against the Storm Spirit, when he's all about jumping on Dazzle, dewarding is mandatory. And the fact
Yeah.
that they didn't get it done quick enough is a big lacking.
If you're moving somewhere where the enemy has been playing previously, you got to deward that whole zone,
Yes.
right?
That's like basically what I've been doing every single solo queue lately, and it's like the meta with sentries.
I mean, that's part of why I think we saw some of the sentry changes, right?
Yeah.
Absolutely it is.
Because otherwise you would
There's no
lose
question.
you would lose control of the map, and then any observer ward that was there
Yep.
would guaranteed get removed.
I mean, with unlimited 6-minute sentries, you just saw nets of them placed down. I mean, you'd see games where, like, 50 and 60 sentry wards would get purchased by sports duos.
Which I like personally, because it does make playing support more controllable. It's less like of a gamble, kind of. Like, sentries are so expensive, you'd be like, well, try a couple spots, didn't get it, you know?
There's probably still a ward here somewhere,
Yeah.
but I don't know where it
I
is.
don't know.
And now you can get some peace of mind, which is good and bad. But obviously Gem does that too.
Right.
Yeah.
And I think, again, I like Gem as a part of Dota. I think it's interesting, brings a new strategic element.
Gem was that confidence before, basically, without needing to worry about it being lost, kind of.
A buyback status, mostly green.
Yep. Dazzle after the pickoff is the only one that we really have to worry about.
It's level 23. He caught back up. 30% experience gain. He doesn't really have a whole lot of items to show for it, but if he ever gets any items, the bad juju's gonna make him pretty value. Okay, all right. There you go. He's
There
heard.
we
Innocence
are.
has heard your cries, folks, and he's got a gem. I don't know if he is necessarily the best person to be carrying this, but everyone else has.
I mean, if there's not vision on him, I think it's completely fine. Because all he needs to do is glimmer ahead of time, and he'd be okay, most likely.
So Aegis and the Cheese are both on the Centaur. The Refresher Shard is on the Death Prophet as a main inventory item.
Yeah, what's going on there?
I think it's just so you ult BKB, refresh BKB.
I see. You get, all right. Yeah, good call. Good call.
Yeah.
The 2 BKBs in a fight could be.
They're going in.
Oh, the jump, the dazzle, the gem, Innocence, no. And what else have they found? It's the Centaur on the backline. He does have the Aegis. How much damage can 430 do? He's sitting here auto-attacking. They got the lift on the Troll Warlord. He gets 4-stat forward. He's actually just looking for the Centaur. Hasn't used the Battle Trance yet. He has used the Satanic, though. They're going to look for this 430 Tempest double, kill it off, toss back onto Faith Beyond James, always making these plays. Nice call right as the Stampede happens. A little bit of a waste. Neverend is going to come in here now. And CDEC, we've seen this time and time again from them. They want to kite the Exorcism. Neverend is playing very brave up on the front lines, but he does have the Exorcism, grants haste. So
Fight started the same way. There was an observer ward to the right of that common cliff spot, like where that Tiki torch is, like on the bottom right of your screen. There's a ward there, and they had the sentry in the high ground. So he actually got his glimmer off in that fight. but between the Vision and the Sentry Ward, they were able to jump and win. And the cool thing that CDEC is doing is they're popping Shivas on Storm. He's doing the ball lightning, and Troll's using BOTs too to TP on him. So it's not just Storm going in, it's also Troll. Both are jumping on the Dazzle. They kill the Dazzle, and then they feel confident to take the rest of the fight.
I hadn't seen the BOT too. That's actually such a good point.
I keep noticing on the map, I'm like, what is going on the map? I see like a teleport, I see Storm zipping across, and all of a sudden they're just both on the vulnerable hero. Like, Dazzle's actually pretty important to kill.
Oh, Rubik, you got the gem. They see him. All right, no, he's doomed.
You're not getting out of this one, buddy.
He's doomed. He's doomed in more ways than one. Are they gonna take this gem?
They did not notice it.
No.
Not again. It's like the one that we saw yesterday.
My favorite with the Earth Spirit. Oh, the Earth Spirit rock. That was amazing.
Okay. Oh. Dun 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 dun.
All right. You have a base fight here.
This is also Mission Impossible. Breaking the base. 1, 2, 3, taking a lot of damage.
Yeah, Death Prophet does still have that
mission accomplished.
Oh, nice. Yeah, Exorcism was burned, but I think DP still has that refresher shard. Yep, right in her inventory.
Yeah, actually, it came back off cooldown.
Exactly.
Okay.
It is off cooldown naturally, and she still has the double BKB in the next fight.
All right, they got the Rubik buyback.
Yeah.
Oh, Arc Warden. Here we go. Wait,
Rune Forge.
Wait.
Is he not a buyback?
No.
What?
Why? There is no world. There is literally no world in which you buy an Arc Warden Aghanim's Blessing and you don't have buyback. I mean, he's only not going to have it for like 900 gold.
Okay.
But that is that is literal insanity.
Yeah. But it is cool.
It is cool. He needs to get these bounty. You know what we talked about Dazzle having items? It's the bounty runes. It begins. The comeback, the road to everybody, everybody
getting
slotted.
Ags, yeah. Okay. All right.
We got another one of these games maybe. 10 Ags? So we got we don't have any on the Dire. We got 1. Rubik gave up on his. He wants Aeon Disc. 2, 3. 3 out of 10.
Wow. That's the bar. That's how we're timing these games.
Yeah, that's past a certain point, does the game timer truly matter?
No.
No, it's about
really
the number of Aghanim's blessings.
You know, Roshan has 5 million health instead of 4.
Just wait until Dazzle has blessing and Moonshard.
I do like that Aeon Disc as an item on Rubik.
Yeah.
It may be really good on Dazzle too.
Yeah, it would be.
He's the guy that gets gone on, and he has 50% cooldown reduction. So it'd be like, what, 55 seconds or something? About there.
Yeah, something like that.
We have to. It's also the time to start asking whether this over 20k net worth lead on the side of CDEC is actually significant.
Yeah, you want to see some current gold?
Yeah, that's wow. So that's the thing. That 21k. Yeah, that's
none of it is in inventories. All of it is like in buybacks.
It's completely on paper.
You know what's kind of interesting about this is something I've been thinking about in some of my games recently. Is that when your cores get to this position where they're like, oh, time to buy Ags and Moonshard, it's like maybe you should. It's not as quickly, but maybe you should let your supports push lanes, kind of a thing.
Yeah.
There's so much gold just being soaked up because they can push so fast, and it does keep the map pressured. But maybe it'd be better for your Undying to have like, I don't know. I don't know how he's gonna farm. He'd have to buy like a meteor hammer.
I still think Storm Eggs and stuff is like this is a big item.
It's true.
It actually really is.
They're also gonna get. They've got the Berserker's Call AOE, so.
Like, but pretty soon here, this extra gold sitting in their inventory.
I mean, look at
really
this.
Just buyback.
Look, they're like, oh yeah, here, buddy, take some creeps.
Yeah, that's exactly what we should be doing, I think.
Needs to be careful of the double though. Real Arc Warden coming outside of the base. He's got the buyback now. Storm Spirit double damage. He's over at the mid wave. He zips. He zaps. They don't find him. If he had stayed there for that auto attack,
or if Rubik had anticipated and lifted, but I don't think they saw him coming falling in.
Oh, Wind Stomp doesn't catch anything. Faith Beyond's pretty tanky on the front lines. He does have a Ghost Scepter and a Lotus Orb. They get the Yules on the Troll. That's going to prevent some damage, but now he immediately purges up the Ghost and just chews through the Centaur. He's dead. Does have a buyback. Is he going to use it? Eve's looking more in the backlines. They found the real Arc Warden. 430, he pops his BKB. Can they keep him alive? Troll Warlord's lifted. Now he's hexed. 430 buys some space. Troll does have the Battle Trance. It locks onto the Death Prophet, but she Yules. 430, the double's going to get graved, so Eve is stuck here for a little while. He's actually down. Good kiting of the Troll Warlord, but they found the real Arc Warden. 430 down. He buys back into the game, so too does the Troll. He's TPing on his Undying. He doesn't die. They get the toss-up onto Faith Beyond. Purge off the Ghost, but here comes the Grave. Can they bring him down? Axe is also dead. Storm Spirit low on mana, silenced, getting stunned. Never End almost finishing him off. Storm Spirit, little zip away. And they've got the tiny lockdown. He's dead, Undying as well, about to fall. Got a second life. Troll Warlord trying to fight. He's got the Satanic. He's healing up. Death Prophet with the Grave. Gets dunked though. Axe, there's the counter. And they lose Centaur. That's a dieback for him. That's a dieback for the Arc Warden. 430's down, and that might just be it. CDEC, they've got all 5 heroes.
Yeah, and Death Prophet, I believe, used that shard to...
Okay, he buys Refresher.
He buys full Refresher, so he's going to have an Exorcism, but
I think
this
that
is 3 on 5.
All right, the chat wheel's coming. CDEC, they think that they've done it. Here we go. Never End has to do all the damage. He gets called. There's the Blade Mail. To the backlines goes the Storm.
He's dying.
He finds the Rubik.
He didn't BKB.
That's GG.
Wow.
They tipped 430.
The fight looks so good for EHOME towards the start of it, but they just slowly worked on the targets. Like the Grave bought them some